Hi everyone, my name's Fred. Everybody say hi, Fred.
Hi, Fred.
Well, I'm not much of a rule breaker. The truth is, the idea of breaking rules fills me with anxiety. I don't like to do it. But I had an experience a number of years ago where I could really follow all the rules very precisely, and yet in doing so, break many worse rules. So I'd like to tell you about that now. The year is 1989, and I'm studying for my doctorate in performance studies at New York University. I'm in a class called Performance Composition with Professor Richard Schechner. Does this name mean anything to anyone? No. All right. Well, if you were in the 60s and 70s, he was one of the great guru directors. His shows had a lot of nudity and ritualistic grunting and things like that. Blood, all kinds of great stuff like that. And he's also one of the smartest guys I ever met, and also somewhat diabolical. And he gave an assignment that made me want to please him very much. So in this performance composition class, the thing we tried to do was bring to class an artifact of something that was at the edge of decency. Students would vote which things they thought were best, and everybody would have to make performances based on this artifact at the edge of decency. So I'm ready to go. I go home, I'm thinking, and I figure it out. My roommate is a photographer. So this is what I do. I get a bottle of rubber cement, and I take off my pants, and I take off my underpants, and I put a dab of rubber cement on the top of the shaft of my penis. And I take a large sewing needle, and I lay it across, and then pinch the skin around the sewing needle. Hold it there for a minute. You go home and try this.
All of us?
And you let it go, and then since it was black and white film, it was Hershey's chocolate sauce. My roommate Scott was very fastidious with, he was using little implements to put the fake blood in, well, the chocolate sauce blood in the most disgusting place possible. And he took a picture, actually a couple of pictures, and he was completely unself-conscious, and I was very self-conscious. But in any event, the picture that emerged was frightening, repulsive, and wonderful. So I went to class that day. I had my little artifact and the other graduate students are showing things. Everybody's very political. One woman shows pictures of baby seals being clubbed. Oh, this is the edge of decency. How indecent! Who's going to think that's decent? But that and another person did a film where she surreptitiously photographed a young man buying smut. And they were all shocked, What, he's not wearing a raincoat, he's not elderly? Why is a man like that buying smut? It's horrible. A lot of people buy smut. But in any event, so it became too many people. A lot of people had things to show. And Richard Schechner wanted to speed up the process a little bit. He said, some people who have physical artifacts, just pass them around the circle. So I passed mine around. And the person next to me looks at it, a little horrified, hands it with disgust to the person next to her. The next person, oh my God. And it starts going around. And after 3 or 4 people, Richard stops the class. He says, wait a minute, stop, this is interesting. Let's see how this goes. And it goes around the room. People who see it, or are about to see it, are anticipating, and people who have seen it have now joined the club of looking at the disgusting picture. In any event, everybody saw it, and the picture was a big hit. Now, one of the rules of this is that you're not to ask anybody how they got the picture, or how the picture came about. But Richard ignored that rule. And the next year in class, at the beginning of class, when we were signing up for projects, he said, Fred, you're next. Yes, he nailed his cock. Yes, that's Fred. He nailed his cock. That's what he did for a performance. And I became famous. And that's how I became famous on Lower Broadway in 1989. Thank you for your attention.